Hold on, what just happened? 3 of the biggest names in track and field. Gone. Just like that. No race, no fire, no finish line. Quincy Hall, Kenny Bednarek, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, all pulled out of the 2025 Prefontaine Classic. Fans were left confused. The stadium, missing stars. The showdown, cancelled. But then came the reactions. And the pain behind their silence, or their words, said it all. Let's start with Quincy Hall, the 400m king. He didn't drop a press release. He posted something simple, but powerful. Hate to say, but I won't be running due to an injury. I'll be back, go ahead get the proper treatment I need. Good luck to all the athletes running. That wasn't just an update. That was heartbreak. The kind of message that comes from someone who knows. He was about to put on a show, but his body had other plans. He didn't hide. He didn't pretend. He told us straight he's hurt, but he's coming back. Then there's Kenny Bednarek, the American beast in the 200m. He didn't stay silent either. He spoke like a pro, like a man focused on the bigger picture. Pulled out of the 200m at pre. Felt a little tightness, and I'm not gonna risk anything before trials. Gotta think long term. That's not fear. That's discipline. That's what champions do. They make tough decisions when no one's watching. And while we all wanted that Kenny versus Tebogo smoke, Kenny's thinking gold, Kenny's thinking Paris, and he's thinking smart. And now the silent shadow of the mile. Jakob Ingebrigtsen. No tweet, no Instagram story, no press conference, just a name removed from the start list. But if you know Jakob, you already understand. He's not stepping on the track unless he's ready to dominate. Not just compete, dominate. And if he didn't feel that fire in his legs, he made the call to walk away. Not because he's weak, but because he's focused on legacy, not likes. So what do we take from all of this? 3 different stories, 3 different reactions, but the same message hidden between every word, every silence. We're not finished. We're not hiding. We're healing. And we're coming back. So don't count them out. Not Quincy, not Kenny, not Jakob. Because when they return, it's going to be personal. And the track, it always remembers who sat out and who came back to conquer. Now hold up. Are we really going to sit here and pretend that Quincy Hall, Kenny Bednarek, and Jakob Ingebrigtsen all got injured? Just like that, one by one, just hours before the Prefontaine Classic. Because let's be honest, something smells fishy, and it ain't just the ice baths. Let's start with Quincy Hall, the reigning world #1 in the men's 400m, the Olympic champion. The same Quincy Hall that dropped a personal best just weeks ago and was flexing all over social media like he was ready to dominate Eugene, Oregon. Then boom, suddenly he posts an Instagram story saying, "Hate to say, but I won't be running due to an injury. I'll be back, just need proper treatment." Really? Just like that? One day before the most stacked 400m field of the season. And who was lining up against him? Karani James, Matthew Hudson-Smith, Vernon Norwood, Biapo Endori. And let's not forget Wade Van Niekerk was rumored to show up too. Maybe, just maybe, Quincy saw that lane draw and decided, you know what? Let me fake a little hamstring tightness and bow out gracefully. Because this ain't no Diamond League warm-up. This is Prefontaine Classic, baby, where reputations are made and legacies get burned. But Quincy wasn't the only one who ran for cover. Let's talk about Kenny Bednarek. Y'all remember Kenny, right? Silver medalist in the Olympics. The man who called out Letsail Tebogo. The man who said he was coming for that 200m crown. He had weeks to prepare for this race. He posted training clips. He hyped up the showdown with Tebogo, Arian Knighton, Joe Fambele, Andre DeGrasse, and more. And now, he's out. Excuse, tightness. Really, tightness. Nah, this ain't about no tight muscle. This sounds like a tight situation he didn't want to deal with. Because facing Letsail Tebogo right now might just be a career-defining embarrassment. And trust me, Kenny knows the cameras are rolling. He knows everyone's watching. One bad loss before the US Olympic trials, and the pressure triples. So instead you bow out, you blame tightness, and you live to fight another day. But it doesn't stop there, because here comes the king of the mile, Jakob Ingebrigtsen. Yes, the man from Norway. The same guy who has owned the Bowerman Mile before. The same Jakob who once called American fans annoying, and still smiled while crushing everyone on the track. Now he's suspiciously missing from the start list. No explanation, no official injury report. Just gone, just when he was about to line up against the likes of Gerd Nugius, Cole Hocker, and Narv Nordis. Guys who have all been gaining ground on him in 2025. Is Jakob really injured? Or did he realize that coming to Eugene and losing to an American in front of American fans would be the kind of humiliation that might haunt him all the way to Paris? Let's keep it real. Track and field athletes are under pressure like never before. The Olympic year makes everyone nervous. One bad race, one slow split, one heavy loss, and suddenly the media flips on you. The fans turn their backs. Your brand drops. Your sponsorship bonus, gone. So what do? You pull the injury card. You save face. You skip the storm and wait for safer waters. Now, I'm not saying these three men, Quincy Hall, Kenny Bednarek, and Jakob Ingebrigtsen, are lying. But I'm definitely saying it looks convenient. Three of the most hyped matchups of the entire meet, ruined. Quincy versus Karani, Kenny versus Tebogo, Jakob versus Nugius. Gone, wiped out like it was planned. And what's the result? The fans lose. The race loses star power. And the fire, the drama, the clash we've been waiting for, it just dies. Let me ask you, are these guys injured? Or are they just scared? Scared of losing? Scared of embarrassment? Scared of what happens when your legacy meets reality? Maybe they're injured, maybe they're not. But one thing's for sure, they all pulled out at the exact moment the competition looked too real. And that is not a coincidence. So the next time an athlete says injury, ask yourself this: is it the body that's broken or the confidence? But maybe, just maybe, we've been too harsh on them. Maybe this isn't about fear. Maybe it's not about ducking competition or hiding from a showdown. Maybe this is just the ugly side of elite track and field. The part no one talks about. The injuries, the sleepless nights, the swollen joints, the quiet tears behind the scenes. Let's talk about Quincy Hall again. He didn't just withdraw for fun. This is a man who trained his entire year for moments like these. Do you think stepping away from the Prefontaine Classic, the biggest pre-Olympic race of the season, was easy for him? No, that Instagram story wasn't just words. It was pain. It was frustration. It was a man who knows his body and knew it wasn't right. And instead of risking his entire Olympic campaign, he made the hard call. That takes maturity. That takes courage. Same with Kenny Bednarek. He's not scared of anyone. Not Tebogo, not Knighton, not even Noah Lyles. He's been in this game too long. But sometimes, the body doesn't care how brave you are. Sometimes, the tightness won't go away. And if you push it, you break it. So maybe Kenny did the smart thing. Maybe he listened to his body before it betrayed him. And maybe, just maybe, that's the move that will keep him healthy for the US trials. For Paris, for everything that really matters. And then there's Jakob Ingebrigtsen, one of the toughest middle distance runners the world has ever seen. The same Jakob who's raced through illness, fought through hate, and still won. But not this time. This time, maybe he listened to his trainers. Maybe the pain was too sharp. Maybe the risk wasn't worth it. Maybe there are wounds we can't see, in the legs, in the lungs, or even in the mind. Injuries aren't always visible. Sometimes it's the mental weight. Sometimes it's fear, not of competition, but of not being your best self, not wanting to give the world a broken version of who you are. And that is not weakness. That's wisdom. So yes, we miss them. We wanted the drama. We wanted Quincy flying down the backstretch. We wanted Kenny going head-to-head with Tebogo. We wanted Jakob kicking hard on the final lap. But what we got was silence. No spikes on the track. No medals. Just withdrawals. Just pain. Just absence. And maybe that's what makes us respect them more. Because sometimes, the bravest thing a champion can do is not show up. To say no. To sit down. To rest. To protect their dream, even when it disappoints the fans. So, as the Prefontaine Classic unfolds today, let us remember the names that we're missing. Not as cowards, not as quitters, but as warriors who knew when to fight and when to heal. Track and field is not just about times and trophies. It's about pain, recovery, risk, and sacrifice. So before we point fingers, let's show grace. Because behind every DNF, every DNS, every last-minute withdrawal, there's a story we may never understand. To Quincy Hall, Kenny Bednarek, and Jakob Ingebrigtsen, we're still watching, we're still rooting, and we hope to see you back. Healthy, whole, and hungrier than ever. Until then, Track Speed TV will keep telling it like it is, because the track never lies, and neither do the scars it leaves behind. Make sure to like and subscribe to Track Speed TV, because this is where we cover it all for you. Bye.